Hello everybody, welcome to this video where I want to talk about dictionaries and why I have my doubts about the validity and the use of dictionaries. And it comes from a comment that somebody made on one of my videos on TikTok. If you don't know, I have a TikTok channel where I analyze the mistakes of TikTok English teachers. If you've not visited that site, go and have a look. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. 174,000 followers on my TikTok. So I made one particular video, and one of the comments that I got in response was somebody saying that they felt that I was wrong because according to the dictionary that they look at, they thought the person in the video was correct. So my response to that was, well, maybe the dictionary is wrong. And then that inspired this guy called Daniel to leave this comment. There's a comment in which he says, I am he. The dictionary is wrong. I mean, the dictionary is wrong? Who do you think you are? And I don't in any way condemn Daniel for making that comment. I actually think it's a perfectly valid question. And like I say, it's the thing that has inspired me to make this video, because I believe we have such a thing as a dictionary paradox, because a dictionary seems to be used for two reasons, in two ways, and both of them contradict each other. So a dictionary is either a authoritative document that tells us how to use a word, its spelling, its pronunciation, and its meaning. And anything that we do away from that, any deviation from that, we are wrong and the dictionary is right. The second way you can look at a dictionary is as a contemporary and historic document of how a word is used now and how it was used in the past. The problem with that is you cannot then say you are wrong. No one can then come to somebody else and say, well, according to the dictionary, you are wrong and that person is right. Because who are we? Who am I? Who are you to decide when now is? You come to me and you say, according to X dictionary, you are wrong. I can just say, well, the dictionary is out of date. The language is completely fluid. It's always changing. It's changed again, and I am right, and that dictionary is wrong. The dictionary needs to catch up to me. And because we don't know when now is, all of these dictionaries update at different times of the year, some 3 or 4 times in the year. Who are we to say when now is? So that's a problem. And I get a lot of people on the one hand saying to me, the language is fluid, you can't be right, no one knows what right is. And then on the other hand, I have people saying to me, well, according to the dictionary, you are wrong. So how do we use a dictionary? Do we use it as an authoritative tool, or do we use it as a historic and contemporary document that constantly needs updating? And I, as much as you, could be one of those people that update it. But there's also a second issue with dictionaries. And this is to do with the fact of being precise with words. And as an English teacher, and specifically a teacher who works with high-level students, I get asked a lot for definitions of similar meaning words. And one of those, a great example, would be the difference between capable and able to do something. And as a teacher, I have to know what those differences are. And so let's imagine I don't know. What am I going to do? I am immediately going to look at a dictionary as being the first type of dictionary, an authoritative document, something to tell me what the word means. So if I think that English is descriptive and it changes all the time, I cannot look at a dictionary in order to define a word. But let's imagine I see a dictionary as an authoritative document to guide me when it comes to the meaning and the use of words. So I have here some examples of online dictionaries. So the first one is the Collins Dictionary, Collins Online Dictionary. So I look up the word capable. and say, okay, what does it mean? I have no idea. Let's see what the dictionary tells me. So the first definition of capable is having ability to do something. So already I am slightly confused because ability is close to able. I now want to know, why isn't it having the capability to do something? So now I have another question in my head. What is the difference between ability and capability? And why are those two seemingly the same as each other and synonymous with each other? And then I see that in British English, it means having the ability in, especially in many different fields, especially in many different fields. Why are you using the word especially in that? And then I look at American and it's having ability, able to do things well. So is there a difference between British English and American English in the meaning of the word capable? I don't think so, but this would suggest that there is. Now let's look at able in the Collins Dictionary. And again, it means having necessary powers, resources, skills, times, and opportunities to do something. This actually is the correct definition of able. We now look at in American English, having enough power, skill, etc., to do something, having much power to do something. So why isn't British English the same as American English? So that's Collins Dictionary. I am already confused. Let's have a look at the Merriam Webster Dictionary, which is regarded in America as arguably the best dictionary. So what does able mean? Having sufficient power, skill, or resources to do something. And that's perfectly fine. B, having the freedom or the opportunity to do something. Having the quality or nature that makes something possible. Ability means to have a measurable quality in order to achieve something. So a car is able to hold 5 people because of its size, and we can measure the size of a car. But that doesn't tell us that this is not explaining what able actually means. But then we look at the synonyms, and it's telling me that the synonym of able is capable. So they're the same, yes? Okay, let's have a look at capable. Its first definition is to be susceptible to something. That is a very interesting use of capable. I mean, it's not wrong, but I wouldn't have put that as the first definition. But look at number 3, having attributes such as physical or mental powers required for a performance or accomplishment. How does that differ from able? My student wants me to explain to them the difference between able and capable. I have come to this dictionary looking for that information. I do not have it. Let's have a look at dictionary.com. Online, adjective, having the power and ability, efficiency, and competent. A capable instructor. Okay, that's what capable means. How does that differ from able? Let's have a look at able, having necessary powers and skills. Capable is having power. Able, having necessary power. Really, is that the difference that dictionary.com wants to say is the difference of definition between able and capable? Seriously, is that what they are trying to tell me? Is that capable is power? Able is necessary power. So you can see why I have trouble having any faith in dictionaries. So what do we do? How do we resolve this? All I can tell you is I have been working with words and English language for more than 30 years. I have taken an interest in the meaning of these words for literally decades. And dictionaries now do not give us anything like the information, the authority, the clarity that dictionaries should. So yeah, Daniel, I do think there are some things that are wrong with dictionaries, and that is who I am. So just to let you know, I am running a Patreon from September. So if you would like to help me make more videos and offer reduced price teaching to students around the world, then please have a look at my Patreon. And also in September, I will be launching my third 444 event. So 4 people, 4 parts of the world for 4 weeks to learn English in September. If you would like more information, have a look at the pasttenseofbanana.com website, and I will see you in the next video.